Hi everyone, my name is Neha Sharma and I'm heading into my 10th year of teaching. This year, I'll be starting my 10th year in education, and I also have my doctorate in education. So today I'm talking about a topic that I've seen all over social media, I've seen a lot in different articles that I've read, and that is this idea of teacher burnout. Teachers in the profession are leaving in droves. You only need to look at some recent articles or even just Google the word teacher and burnout to see how many people are leaving the profession or who are questioning if they should even enter the teaching profession due to large scale burnout. Today's video is going to talk about 3 ideas that I have as a current educator and also as somebody who studied our education system about how I think we can support teachers in continuing in their profession and growing in their profession so they can better support students and they can better support students in doing their best in their educational journey. So without further ado, here are my 3 ideas about how to prevent teacher burnout and support student learning. Number 1. Teachers need to be involved in the creation of education policy. So often we have different educational mandates that'll come from the state or federal level that you wonder, were teachers involved in the creation of that policy? I'm not sure necessarily how to achieve this, but I do know that it can be done. Teachers need to be in conversations with our local and national leaders in creating educational policy that supports schools as the innovative learning environments that they should be. Teachers should be given that platform where they can have a voice in the creation of national policy around educational systems. At the end of the day, students interact with teachers the most on a daily basis. Research has shown that one of the greatest factors on students' academic success are student-teacher relationships. Teachers are the most powerful adults when it comes to ensuring that students are doing their best in their own academic journeys. Therefore, teachers need to be involved in the creation of education policy that will better support schools in supporting student learning. Number 2. More professional learning needs to be provided for teachers. What do I mean by this? For example, international research has shown that education systems such as Singapore provide more time for teachers to collaborate, to engage in professional learning, and to generally work with one another and maybe even do lesson studies, instructional rounds, whatever it might be, that involves that teacher collaboration. On average, American teachers have less time to collaborate with one another and they have less time to work with each other. That shows you that in order to be this high-performing educational system, we need to ensure that teachers have time to work with each other. We need to build it into our times during the day to ensure that teachers are working with each other during contract hours, that they're given that time to really engage and reflect with one another. I always say this, but teaching is a team sport. It's not something that is done in isolation. Great teachers are built when they have great teams around them. Therefore, we need to make sure that we're investing the resources to make sure teachers have the best teams to work with and to collaborate with. Finally, more money, whether it is just money or whether it is even time given to these decision-making bodies, more resources need to be given to innovate our educational system. Many times, the education system is just meant to survive. Especially public education has existed since forever, so we just kind of assume that it's always going to be there. It is built to survive. However, COVID has changed things, right? Students are coming in with different needs, different challenges. Our economy is changing. The types of jobs that students are getting in this 21st century are changing. Therefore, education needs to adapt as well. How do we ensure that the public education adapts to changing times? Well, we need to make sure that resources are spent on helping schools innovate. School leaders should have the time to think forward, to think ahead, to reflect on where they want their schools to be rather than focusing on the current challenges that they are dealing with. A lot of times our school systems tend to be reactive. something happens, whether it's a change in policy or it's some sort of law that comes into effect, and then schools will change in response to something that has already happened. However, and we see this with extremely innovative companies, these companies are able to look ahead and see, well, the jobs are changing in this 21st century economy. Our students need to be prepared with different skills than they were 10 years ago. We need to change our instruction and adapt. However, in order to have this kind of forward-thinking mindset, we need to make sure we're giving educational leaders time to innovate and adapt. They need to have the time to work with one another to think ahead. And right now, the way time is spent, a lot of our educational leaders, at the federal, the state level, even at the local level, they're focused on reacting to the changes that are happening. They're focused on just surviving. And that does not allow us to best support student learning. So again, more resources have to be given to our school leaders to ensure that they can adapt and change and innovate rather than just survive. Thank you so much for listening to my video. I hope this video is helpful, and I hope it gives you a different perspective on how we can best support our education system. Thank you so much for watching.